Kill motherfuckers for less.
Don't drop me, please! Please!
That you out on them corners hustling. I might have to kill you myself.
If you ain't pushing, you falling. I didn't want that for you.
Be baptized into this life. Just like Kanan did for me and Ghost.
Who?
And I'm your uncle, Dmac. So I gotta protect you.
I will always be here for you. I love you, my son.
I know what life I'm signing up for. I'll be Tommy. Make him suffer.
Come on, we family for life. What the fuck is going on though? Alright. So tell them niggas to bring the smoke. We'll come lay him the fuck out. Simple. Send me the details and I'll be there. I'm on my way.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're about 3 weeks out from the return of Power Book Force, the last and final season, and we already have so much information about Tariq going to be on this season, having some involvement, and also we know him and Tommy are getting their own spin-off. So with all that unfolding, we know there's a big chance, the likelihood of Dmac and Tariq meeting up. I made a video about this so long ago that Force and Book Ghost should do crossovers since they're close to the same timeline. Said that they should have been did some type of crossover, and now they're gonna do it to set up the new show between Tommy and Tariq. His two nephews linking up is something I've been waiting for. So we're gonna talk about in this video how I think all this gonna play out with everyone turning against Tommy, CBI especially, how he's gonna go to war with them, Dmac. He's gonna lose his dad JP. I think Jannard might have a hand in it, and I think that's why he's gonna need Tariq for backup. We're gonna break down all the clues and details we've seen so far in all these trailers, because I believe a lot of it add up and could really go in this direction, especially with Jannard and the tactics he's been using to try to undermine Tommy throughout all these seasons, and of course him making a deal with King Kilo to take out Dmac at the end of the last season. So we're gonna break all that down and also break down similarities, connections between Tariq and Dmac. We're probably gonna do that first before we get into how this final season is gonna go. But as usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and opinions, your predictions, your death predictions for this final season. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So we of course got to start off and explain why this is even a topic of conversation about Tariq and Dmac and this whole situation. Obviously, once again, I mentioned the new spinoff, but even before all that, we know Dmac is caught between a rock and a hard place due to him being the main target of everyone looking to take him out. King Kilo, CBI, everyone taking him out so they could keep the coalition alive, and Tommy currently doesn't know anything about it. Now, I think due to these details and factors, this is what leads to JP's death. So let's take a few steps back and recap what happened in the last season with Dmac. So we know in this situation, Diamond was dating this girl and she had a son who was like getting bullied and shit like that. So Diamond was tutoring him, teaching him how to fight. I believe his name was Leon or something like that. And they had a circumstance where a kid was messing with him once again, and this time he decided to fight back, hit the nigga, and the nigga pulled out a gun and killed them. Come to find out, this person's name is Mad Dog, and Diamond wants revenge. He said he don't give a fuck who he is, that nigga has to die. But meanwhile, they're all in a coalition. All of the gangs in Chicago are currently under one umbrella. No violence against each other. We all get money, basically. Mad Dog is a nephew of one of the main members of the coalition, a guy named King Kilo. So Diamond decides that he can't retaliate. In the meanwhile, Dmac, he just returned back to the city. His partner Marshall is explaining this to him why they can't get the revenge that they want, and Dmac's like, fuck that, I want back in CBI. I'm gonna go do this for Diamond and Tommy, and they gotta let me back in. So he go ahead and smoke Mad Dog. He takes a picture of the shit and he goes and shows Diamond. Now word is getting around the city that it was Dmac who did it, that he's a part of CBI, and King Kilo, he's currently in jail. He's getting out soon. He's pissed about this. He's ready for his group, I think they call it the RDRs. He's ready for them to retaliate. In the meanwhile though, Tommy doesn't even know Dmac is back and that he did any of this. So Jannard and Diamond go behind his back and come up with a plan to not tell Tommy anything, to go to King Kilo and say, hey, we're gonna give up Dmac to you, and then there won't be no more war between CBI and your people. Basically, we good. You get your kill back. After that situation, everything's fine, and they're gonna do this behind Tommy's back. And Tommy is not gonna let his nephew go out like that. So when this situation comes about, I believe he will do everything in his power to protect him, which once again will break up the coalition. Also, he will discover the truth about Diamond betraying him, trying to get his nephew killed. That'll cause friction between them, and then everything will start to fall apart from there. Now, this situation with saving Dmac from CBI is the reason I think Tommy is calling Tariq in the first place. Because if you think about it, we can see from the teasers and trailers, he's still working closely with CBI, that being Diamond and Jannard. But I think as the season goes on, all that it's gonna fall apart. Like I said, we hear him in the trailer specifically telling everyone it's time for them to pick a side.
We're gonna lose what we built with no damn body.
Y'all gotta pick a side and pick it right the fuck now.
To let the best man win.
Jannard is probably going to be tasked by King Kilo to do the hit on Dmac, and we also saw in the trailer that Diamond and Jannard was like, we're not letting anyone come in the way of our business or anything like that. Talking to Tommy, maybe this is about the Dmac situation, them trying to take him out to keep the coalition alive and everything like that. JP, the more scenes, trailers, and everything come out, it continues not to look good for our boy, especially because we could see him and Dmac reconciling after what happened at the end of the last season where Dmac went off on him and Tommy's mom. We see him saying he's always gonna be there for him and that he loves him. Yeah, wrap it up. You're getting killed this season. We know it. And we kind of already had clues and hints towards this due to the fact that we see Dmac strapping up with guns, look like he's going to get revenge. And we specifically hear Tommy tell him in this trailer it's time for him to mentor him and push him into the game, just like Kanan did for him and Ghost.
Be baptized into this life, just like Kanan did for me and Ghost.
But I think the death of JP is a catalyst that leads to all this. Another reason we kind of could suspect JP's death is due to the fact that we do see them all attending a funeral, and we actually see Jannard, it looks like, staking out the funeral, looking to take out Tommy once he comes out. So maybe he possibly has something to do with JP's death due to the fact that they need to take out Dmac for King Kilo. He the one who went to the prison last season to make the deal and everything like that. Think Tommy at this point, he's gonna be going to war with everyone. We hear him saying in the trailer as well to Maria, they're not gonna take the coalition from me, I'm gonna burn the whole shit down if that's their plan. Obviously we know he's not gonna be able to do this by himself. Maybe this is why he starts mentoring Dmac, but also this is maybe why we see him called Tariq at the end of Tariq's show in what that is, book Ghost, of course. That's why he recruited Tariq. He's gonna come to the realization that he needs backup, he needs help, especially if he wants to make it out Chicago. Tommy is gonna need someone that he could trust, that he could believe in, and that's why he goes to family. But obviously the thing we want to see the most is Dmac with Tariq. I think that will be their main focus, his main focus for calling Tariq in to help save his nephew. Them two finally meet. They have a lot of similarities. If you guys remember, obviously Dmac's first kill was a dirty cop, shot him in his head. He was extorting Diamond and Tommy. And Tariq's first kill was Ray Ray, another dirty cop. Of course, it was different circumstances, but a dirty cop nonetheless. Also, the fact that Tommy tried to keep both of them out the game. He even hung Tariq ass off the roof, told him this is not no game. Someone always out to get you, trying to take your spot. If you're not rising, you falling. And the same with Dmac. After killing the cop, Tommy was trying to keep him as far away from the game as possible, even before it, and he just had him in the stash counting the money. He didn't want him in the streets catching bodies. He even sent him away to go to school, and of course that nigga came back and did some dumb shit. But they have a lot of similarities, so when he comes to save him, I think they'll do it as a family. Also, Tommy telling him he's gonna educate and baptize him into the game like Kanan did for him and Ghost. We know someone else who of course learned from Kanan, which was Tariq as well, so that'll be something that's interesting, as well as the fact that D-Mac does lose JP. We of course know Tariq lost Ghost, even though he was the one who killed them, but that's just something else they're gonna have a connection with, the loss of a parent. So I don't know, it's a lot of ways they could go with this situation, especially because they're gonna be doing a spin-off after this, and because they're doing a spin-off after this, they could probably add another character in like Braden. I think he'll need reinforcements. That's what Braden comes into the picture. I think it'll be nice for Braden and Tommy to finally meet. I know there was a podcast episode from Michael Rainey and Gianni where he said there was a scene where he met Tommy in the original Power, but they cut it out for time or for something like that, so they never actually met within the show from the scenes that we got, of course. So that would be nice to see, especially because Zion called him Tiny Tommy in the last season and he been messing with him about that, so that'll be cool to see. All the stars are on there for a perfect crossover with Tariq and D-Mac, Tommy meeting Braden, them winning this final war and battle in Chicago, maybe leaving it to somebody like Shanti. It looked like her and Tommy are gonna get close this season, but overall when they leave and do the new spinoff, I definitely don't think it'll be in Chicago. I don't know if Tommy goes back to New York, who knows. We have to see how this season will play out in the end. Overall, that's it for this video. At the time you're seeing this, we're probably still a good 3 weeks out, about 3 weeks to be exact. Power never ends. I knew they were eventually gonna do another spinoff, especially with Tariq's story, because his felt rushed. Now I made a video talking about his should have been a time skip. They should have actually waited like 5 or 10 years in real life for the actors like him that played Effie, that played Braden, Kane, Diana, all of them to actually grow, get older, a new form of their characters. That would have been better in my opinion, but I'm not mad at this, especially seeing Tariq and Tommy link back up. Once again, Tariq and D-Mac interaction, I've been saying this for 2-3 years now. That's gonna be dope as fuck to see. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything down below. Anything else you want to see me make a video on, as usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe though, and I'm out.